Don't miss any content. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell.
Hey guys, welcome back to Sahara Football as usual. I am your host Selassie Fiawoye. It's the end of 2019, the end of a decade. I've reviewed the whole decade in terms of Ghana football for you guys here. You can watch that video up here. But today we're going to look at African team of the decade and the Ghanaian team of the decade. As usual, if you're new to the channel, I advise you to subscribe to the channel and to click on the notification bell to get more updates. So over the 10 years, the past 10 years, there have been many players who have shown on the African continent, and I feel these are the 11 that really have made a mark on the African continent in terms of the best 11 in terms of African footballers of the year. I'm going to take you through that. Past 10 years have been great for African football. We hosted our very first World Cup in South Africa. Ghana almost made it into the semi-final, bar a penalty kick and bar a Luis Suarez handball. I think that was the highlight of the decade, and so many other interesting stuff happened in African football. Algeria won the most recent African Cup of Nations after winning it for the first time since 1990, and Zambia also won their very first AFCON. Ivory Coast won their first AFCON, and so many other amazing teams winning their first AFCON. Nigeria won their AFCON in 2013 as well. Ghana AFCON keeps eluding us, and we lost our final in 2015 to Ivory Coast and also in 2010 to Egypt. But we keep fighting on. 2019 was not the best year for us, and we hope 2021 is eventually. So we'll just jump right into it. The African team of the decade. In goal, no mistake there, El Hadri of Egypt. He was part of that legendary Egyptian side that won the AFCON 3 times in a row. The last time they won it was in 2010 as well. As right back was Serge Aurier of Ivory Coast and Tottenham Hotspur. Koulibaly, no mistake there about that one. Kalidou Koulibaly for Senegal and Napoli. Benatia is also in there for Morocco, and Kojo Asamoah, who currently plays at left back for Inter Milan. In the middle there is Yaya Toure. He has won the African Cup of Nations once. He's been named Africa's best player for 4 years in a row. And Musa of Nigeria, he was their shining light in the 2018 World Cup. He helped them in their group games. Unfortunately, they could not make it out of the group. Their final game with Argentina was not a memorable one. John Mikel Obi is also in there. He has retired from international football now. Sadio Mane obviously is in there as well, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, no doubt about that, the Gabon and Arsenal striker, is in there. One of the top African players playing their trade outside in Europe, and no doubt about that, Baby Jet Asamoah Gyan. 51 goals in 106 appearances for the Ghana Black Stars. Highest goal scorer in the World Cup for Africa, and so many accolades to go with that. Baby Jet Asamoah Gyan unfortunately has not won a trophy for Ghana, but that doesn't take away from him the fact that he's an amazing striker for Ghana and Africa. So this is the African team of the decade. Let me know your thoughts in the comments box on this African team of the decade. Do you agree with the African team of the decade? Do you think someone else should be in there? Let me know your thoughts in the comments box. A shout for Riyad Mahrez and Mohamed Salah to be in there. But this is the African team of the decade. Your thoughts are welcome in the comments box. I move on to the Ghanaian team of the decade, and we all know in goal who I'll be going for. Richard Olele Kingston. Yes, he was really instrumental in our 2010 World Cup campaign. He retired after that, but I don't think any of the goalkeepers we had since him have been able to repeat what he has done in this past decade. I think Richard Olele Kingston deserves that number one spot. Now in our right back, I'll go for John Paintsel. He's now with Legon Cities FC, formerly WA All Stars, part of their management staff right now. But John Paintsel, in his playing days for the Ghana Black Stars, was really a really great right back for Ghana. Centre back, I'll go for John Mensa, partnering Jonathan Mensa. Yes, John Mensa was the captain of the Black Stars until 2013 African Cup of Nations, where Asamoah Gyan was named the captain of the side permanently, and John Mensa had to give up the captaincy to Asamoah Gyan, part of the Ghana Black Stars squad that made history, qualifying for the first ever World Cup, were in the 2010 World Cup as well, and as well as the 2014 World Cup in Brazil. So that is it there, John Mensa. Jonathan Mensa has been great and immense for the Ghana Black Stars. He started off winning the Under-20 World Cup. He missed his penalty actually in that penalty shootout in the Under-20 World Cup. But Jonathan Mensa, I think, was really instrumental in the Black Stars over the past 10 years. He has grown from the youth ranks into the senior national team. He is with Columbus Crew in the United States, and Jonathan Mensa there will be one of my center backs. In the left back position, I would give it to Baba Ramon. I know this is quite a controversial one. Baba Ramon has been injury plagued for a while now for the Ghana Black Stars, but the few times we had him, especially in the 2015 African Cup of Nations, he was really instrumental for Ghana, and I think he was a really great player for us in his heyday. In central midfield, I would go for Thomas Partey, nominated for the BBC African Player of the Year in recent times, also nominated for the CAF Awards in the CAF Best 11 in recent times as well, and he has been the shining light in the Ghana midfield there. Playing for Atletico Madrid is not easy, especially with a coach like Diego Simeone, but Thomas Partey has been really immense for the Black Stars, immense for Atletico Madrid, and he deserves a place in this team of the decade. I would also go for Mubarak Wakasu, another player who has shown and proven himself to be a real gem for Deportivo Alaves and the Ghana Black Stars. He was nominated Best Player, Man of the Match on 2 occasions in the African Cup of Nations in 2019. He was at the World Cup in 2010 and 2014. At all the other African Cup of Nations, unfortunately, he could not win any. But Mubarak Wakasu has done himself proud, and I think he deserves this spot in the Ghana national team, the best 11 of the national team. Christian Atsu was the player of the tournament in the 2015 African Cup of Nations. The African Cup of Nations, which in my opinion was Ghana's to lose, and boy did they lose that, losing out on penalty shootout to Ivory Coast when the Ivorians started off with 2 penalty misses, and Ghana unfortunately could not capitalize on those 2 misses. Christian Atsu was the shining light in that tournament. He has been the shining light for the Black Stars. Unfortunately, his stay in the 2019 African Cup of Nations was curtailed due to injury, and he had to see out the rest of the tournament on the sidelines. In the striking positions, I would give the forwards at left position will be Andre Ayew, the current captain of the Black Stars. He's in amazing goal scoring form for Swansea City, and he was the captain that led Ghana to their first ever World Cup at the under-20 level and the first for Africa. He also led Ghana to the 2019 African Cup of Nations, not one to remember, however, but he has been a consistent performer for Ghana at the top level, and I think he deserves to be in there. I would go for Baby Jet Asamoah Gyan. I think Baby Jet Asamoah Gyan deserves to be in there with no question, no doubt about that. And finally, I'll go for Jordan Ayew to partner Asamoah Gyan up front. Yes, Jordan Ayew in 2014 played his first World Cup, and many thought he was really selfish in that tournament, but he has grown over the years to prove himself instrumental for the Ghana Black Stars. He scored 2 goals at the 2019 African Cup of Nations. In the 2015 edition, he was also instrumental for Ghana, and I think Jordan Ayew over the years has grown into a player we have come to like and doing amazing things with Crystal Palace at club level, especially that amazing goal he scored against West Ham United. So that has been it for today, guys. Looking at the Ghana team of the decade and the African team of the decade. Let me know your thoughts in the comments box. Before I go, congratulations to Ghanaian player Emmanuel Boateng. He tied the knot with his girlfriend over the weekend. This festive season, he got married, and blissful union to Emmanuel Boateng and his newly wedded wife. Have a great end to the year. Hope 2020 brings all the wishes, dreams, aspirations, and everything we want. I'll see you guys in the next decade. Enjoy your day.